To get started, I am going to start by making my sauce. Here I have a preheated saucepan and I will be adding a 1/4 cup of oil. I'm basically going to be making a roux, so now I'm going to be adding 6 tablespoons of all-purpose flour. So I'm just going to give all of this a good mix and allow the flour to cook out for a minute or so. And now that it is all combined, I am now going to be crushing in 2 cubes of tomato chicken flavored bouillon. Again, you can use chicken, you can use whatever you have. You can also use just 4 cups of chicken broth. But my sister makes delicious chicken enchiladas, and she won't tell me the secret to her sauce, but I know it has tomato sauce in it. And I somehow like that tangy zip of tomato sauce with chicken enchiladas. So that's why I opted to use the tomato flavored chicken bouillon cubes. Again, you can just use chicken. So what I've just added was some chili powder. I typically add somewhere between 2–2.5 tablespoons of chili powder to this. Again, I'm just sort of eyeballing things. So now I am adding water little by little, and in the comment section in my other enchilada recipes, someone put that cold water makes for a smoother gravy. Well, guess what? I used cold water and I've got lumps. But do not worry, because if you find yourself in this predicament, just whisk your heart out. It'll eventually come together. So I'm using ultimately a little less than 4 cups of water to this. I want to make sure I have enough sauce for this. Okay, so I'm going to add a little more chili powder. Again, ultimately I probably used around 2 tablespoons of chili powder. I'm just eyeballing things right now because, as usual, I'm trying to get dinner on the table. So more chili powder goes in. Now I'm going to add probably around a 1/2 teaspoon of onion powder, a 1/2 teaspoon of garlic powder. I'm going to be adding some ground cumin. Again, just eyeballing things. And when you are making the sauce, add what you like. Don't add if you don't like something, and add as much as you want. The ratios are up to you. You might notice some of my recipes are pretty basic, so you can add and take away things to your taste. So now I'm just going to give this a good mix. My sauce is finally lump free. And even if it had lumps, guess what? Just use it. No big deal. It's going into a baking dish anyways. So now I'm going to shred some chicken. You can use a whole rotisserie, you can boil your chicken. I just sort of sauteed it on the stovetop. So here I have 4 chicken breasts. It's around 2.5 pounds of chicken breast. 2 to 3 pounds of shredded chicken works in this recipe. So now I'm just going to shred it by hand. Okay, so my chicken is shredded and I am ready to put my enchiladas together. So here's the station I sort of created, and I want to go over some of the components to making these enchiladas. Again, here is the shredded chicken. I'm going to set that off to the side. You're going to need your sauce. This is the enchilada sauce that I made earlier. And I went ahead and shredded a 16-ounce block of Monterey Jack cheese. Use the cheese of your choice. I like this with chicken enchiladas. And I'm also going to be using some corn tortillas. Now, these look very old, so I'm probably going to fry these for, some chips. I have another pack, and they're the red kind, so I'm going to be using these in this recipe. You can use, again, the white, the yellow, whichever you like, but I'm going to go with the red because those are a lot fresher in my kitchen. So now I'm going to start building my layered enchiladas. Again, you can roll these like the old school way, but I find this a lot easier when I'm in a rush. So I'm going to layer this like a lasagna, and this is how I do it. Okay, so you've probably noticed that I used 24 corn tortillas. This recipe actually goes better with only using 18. I used 24 to try to get a taller layer for the thumbnail, so keep that in mind. Now once you're done doing that, you cover it with foil and you want to bake in a preheated oven at 400 degrees Fahrenheit for 20 minutes. Then you want to remove the cover and bake for an additional 10 minutes or until the cheese is golden brown and bubbly. Okay, so my enchiladas are done. I'm going to remove them from the oven and allow them to set. You want to let these set for at least 20 minutes. Again, we are always in a rush in this house. I'm going to try to let it go for 20, probably 15, and it's going to slide everywhere, but I still want to show you what they look like when you cut into them. Okay, so I managed to get it on the plate. It looks somewhat decent. Now I want to give this a try, and it is piping hot, but I still want to try this. I hope you give this recipe a try. I hope you like it, and thanks for watching.